Hey there guys, John Campea here. Thank you for visiting my movie vlog. And it's time to talk a little bit about Moviepass. Moviepass has just put out a brand new press release in which they reveal really to which depth they are scumbags and just how much of petulant little children Moviepass really do comprise of. And we're going to get to the press release here in just a second, but before we get to the things they said in their press release, let's sum up where we are. Moviepass is a company that came out with a bold idea. $10 a month for unlimited movies. Now, unfortunately, everybody else in the industry said, well, that's great and everything, but it's not sustainable. But you see, Moviepass always knew their plan wasn't sustainable. Their true business model, as far as somebody like myself can assess, and these are only my opinions, but their true business model was to gather as many subscribers as they can, luring them in with that $10 a month for unlimited movies promise, then use those subscribers as blackmail leverage to try to strong arm and force movie theaters into cutting Moviepass into a percentage of their ticket sales and a percentage of their concession stand prices. And when the movie theaters pushed back and said, no, we're not going to give you cuts of our concessions or cuts of our movie ticket sales, then Moviepass, doing what blackmailers try to do, they try to force their hand by saying, oh, yeah, well, once again, we're going to use these customers as blackmail leverage. We're not going to let them go to some of your theaters. How about that, huh? Basically trying to do gangster methods, strong arm methods, trying to force studios and theaters into working with them. Unfortunately for them, everybody's prediction was coming true. The business was unsustainable. They were burning through money far faster than they could actually, writing checks with their mouths that their asses couldn't cash. In other words, their stock price went from $30-something all the way down to 8 cents. They were in danger of folding, so what they did was last week they implemented a 250-to-1 reverse stock split, saying for every 250 shares out there of our company, they now have to be merged into one share. So every 250 shares is now worth one share. So now that one share, instead of being worth 8 cents, was now worth $21. That was just last week. That $21 per share stock price today, as of right now, has dropped all the way down to 13 cents. Not $13, 13 cents. This company is dying, and they are dying quickly. And instead of going out gracefully, or instead of trying a new approach, they instead now are lashing out. And this brings us to the new press release that they've just put out. Before I start reading a couple of the comments, and it was a short press release, but before I start getting into some of these comments, it's one thing we got to keep in mind here. Near the beginning, when Moviepass was trying this approach, they showed themselves as an ambassador. They said, we are here to partner with the movie theaters. We're not here working against movie theaters or movie theaters. We're here to work with the movie theaters. We're partners. We're in this together. We're here just to make a good movie-going experience for everybody. Well, as they have failed and failed and failed and failed, and while studios and movie theaters have refused to give in to their blackmail and their strong arm tactics, and now that they're desperate, Moviepass has changed their tune. They've gone from saying, we're partners with movie theaters, to this statement in their press release today. Moviepass said the following today. Exhibitors, that's movie theaters, know that without Moviepass, they will be able to continue to charge exorbitant prices for their theater tickets and gouge customers with overpriced concessions. Aren't you the same guys who just a while ago was telling all of us that you were here to be a partner with the movie theaters? That you were here to work with everybody and that we're all on the same team, sis boom ba. Oh, but now that they don't give in to your blackmail, now you're attacking the movie theater industry. Now that all that stuff didn't work, now you're lashing out like a spoiled little scumbag child that you are, Moviepass. And now you're lashing out and attacking the movie theaters. Bravo! Bravo! They do say that when the heat turns up, your true colors start to show, and we're starting to see your true colors now. Now, on top of all that, one of the things that Moviepass has traditionally done over the last year or so is put out really misleading numbers, trying to paint some kind of false picture. And they continue to do that with this new press release, because also in this same press release, they said the following. First, we'll read paragraph 1. Now, as many of you guys know, the movie theater industry took an uptick this second quarter. Not so much the first quarter, but the second quarter they did. And Moviepass wrote this. Any crowing about the uptick in box office receipts this summer season should include the fact that a significant percentage, listen to what they say, a significant percentage of that total is directly attributable to Moviepass subscribers. You want to brag about the fact that box office has gone up? Notice that they're not taking credit for the box office not going up in the first quarter, but they are in the second quarter. Anyway, and they're saying a significant percentage of that uptick was because of Moviepass. Significant? Well, what's significant? Then a little bit further down, in their own press release, they say this. We believe as much as 60%? Nope. We believe as much as 6% of the industry's total box office receipts can be traced to our loyal subscribers. As much as 6%. So basically half of 1/10. Okay, I'm not going to get into a debate as to whether the number 6% represents a significant amount of the overall box office total. That's up for you to decide. If you think 6% is significant, fine. If you don't, fine. However, here's the way they're doing their whole spin doctoring on this. First, they say significant amount, then admit it's 6%. But here's the thing they don't talk about. There are a lot of people who used Moviepass to go see movies, and maybe that does attribute to 6%. Then again, Moviepass historically lies about the numbers all the time. But let's say for this instance that they're telling an accurate picture. They're painting an accurate picture here, that it is 6%. Okay, what they fail to mention is even out of that 6%, people use Moviepass. I use Moviepass. There are some other people who used Moviepass. Even out of those 6%, if Moviepass wasn't there, a bunch of that 6% still would have gone to the movies. Now, I know a number of months ago when I still had my Moviepass card, I used it to go see a movie. I probably would have gone to see that movie anyway, even if I didn't have Moviepass, but I used Moviepass. Now, I'm sure there are some people that wouldn't have gone to see the movies they went to go see were it not for Moviepass, and I'm sure that's true. But if you look at the reality now, that 6% really probably comes more like 2%, maybe 3%. So now this significant number was 6, and now it's 3 or maybe even 2. So there is that again. Moviepass continuing to lie, spin doctor, try to twist everything to look the way it should in their eyes. But then they go on and keep saying more nonsense when Moviepass goes on in their press release and they say the following. Yes, we're going through a rough patch. Rough patch? Your $30 stock dropped to 8 cents. You did a 250-to-1 reverse stock split to try to artificially make it look like the stock was bigger, got it up to 21 bucks, and in 1 week it dropped back down to 13 cents. Rough patch? The award for understatement of the year goes to Moviepass. Anyway, let's keep reading the statement. Yes, we're going through a rough patch, not unlike what other disruptive enterprises experienced in their early days. Much of our issues can be attributed to the unprecedented growth in a business that just 12 months ago did not exist. That just 12 months ago did not exist? A business that just 12 months ago did not exist? I'm sorry. I was doing videos about Moviepass, pretty positive ones too, because I was excited about it. I was doing videos about Moviepass when I was still at AMC, for heaven's sakes. A business that's just 12 months old? That just 12 months ago did not exist? Sorry, Moviepass has been around a long time. And guess what? The business itself was around before Moviepass. Moviepass is trying to claim like, oh, we are the founders of this new movie subscription movement. Excuse me? There's this little thing in the UK called Cineworld, and they've had this unlimited cinema card where you spend a certain amount of money per month on a card, and you get unlimited movies as a result. That was around for nearly a decade. That's been around a long time. Even before Moviepass. So while Moviepass is trying to tout themselves, oh, we are the founders and pioneers of this movement, there's this little thing called Cineworld that would like to have a word with you. And then they come out and say, oh, this business wasn't even around 12 months ago. Excuse me, you have been around for more than 12 months. Moviepass has been a company in existence for years. But this is a company that is just so accustomed and so used to lying constantly to their own customers that it just comes like second nature to them. I don't even think they realize when they're lying so much. Anyway, but then comes the worst part of this press release. Then comes the worst part. We've seen them now for going from pretending, oh no, we're all friends, we're here to help and be partners with the movie theaters, to turning on and attacking the movie theaters. We've seen them lie about the numbers. Oh, a significant amount of growth because of us. Well, 6%. Well, that 6% is really 3 or maybe 2%. Then we see them talk about, oh, we're just a brand new business. You've been around for years and somebody else was doing it before you. But the worst part of this press release, all right, the absolute worst part was they do what typical abusive behavior types of people do. They abuse you and then they insist that you should be thanking them for it. It's always a great cliche in a lot of movies because at some point in most movies, the villain at some point says, you should be thanking me. You should be getting on your knees and thanking me. You think I'm exaggerating? This is what Moviepass said in this press release here. And they're talking not just to the theater industry, to moviegoers, and to producers as well. They said this: instead of wishing us away, the industry, particularly the independent film producers, should be congratulating and supporting us. You should be thanking us. Look, you guys know, with all the videos I've made about Moviepass in the past, I was a big Moviepass supporter. I had questions as to whether or not it was sustainable. Clearly, it was not sustainable. But it was when they started showing their colors of their true business motives, the fact that their whole business plan was based on the philosophy that they could strong arm and blackmail other businesses like movie studios and movie theaters into forcing them into making deals with them and cutting them into their action, lying to their customers, making films that don't pay them a kickback unusable on their service. We've seen this happen over and over and over again. Now they've increased their prices. Now they won't let you see new release movies. Now on and on and on and on. And just like Baghdad Bob, remember the Iraqi press secretary while the Iraq war was going on saying, nothing's wrong, no Americans have set foot in Baghdad. Meanwhile, the explosions are going off in the background. That is what these guys at Moviepass are now doing. Everything's fine. Nothing to see here. Everything's fine. Stock dropped from 30 bucks to 8 cents. No problem. Make it look like we're doing okay by doing a 250 to 1 stock thing. Now it's $21 a share. Oh, now it's 13 cents a share. Nothing wrong. Everything's fine here. And now what they're doing, like spoiled, petulant little children, they're lashing out at producers. They're lashing out at the industry. They're lashing out at movie theaters. They're telling you, you should be grateful for what we've done. But really, they didn't really do anything that was original. They've been around doing this for years, and there were other people doing it before them. Moviepass, in my own estimation, again, everything in this video is strictly my opinion and my assessment of what I've seen. And my personal opinion and assessment of what I've seen is that Moviepass is completely loaded as a bunch of scumbags. That when they're lying and their twisted, crooked business practices didn't get what they want, they turn their targets on everybody else around them, blame everybody else, and attack everybody else. From independent movie producers to the industry itself to the movie theaters themselves. An industry that just a few months ago, they're saying, we're your partners. Anyway, had I not already carved up and thrown away and canceled my Moviepass subscription simply because I didn't believe they're going to be in existence anymore, I certainly would today simply because I don't want to be associated in any way, shape, or form with such a scumbag company. Anyway, to quote Jack Nicholson in his great role as the Joker, I'm glad you're dead. That'll do it for me, guys. My name's John Campea, and until my next video, bye-bye.